Namaste, beautiful yogis. I am taking a walk in the rain and I wanted to give you a quick explanation and ideas of how to use the astrology classes. So, the astrology classes I was walking up a hill, so I'm out of breath, but you know, that happens all the time in my classes where I'm out of breath. So the astrology series, we're starting the astrology series. We started with Taurus, the second sign of the zodiac, and we'll move over to Aries. And after that, I will keep them in order so that we can keep track of how energy expands and develops. But the way you can use the series is the following. So everybody has all 12 signs in their chart, and they hold certain answers. Not all signs are strong or visible or used. A lot of the signs in our chart are latent. They're there and they're not being used. Or some of them are our biggest crutch, so they hold a big potential in there. So we all have the chart. Within that chart, all 12 signs are there. We all have them. So there's no sign that you have no personal connection with. All the signs you have a personal connection with. Some more conscious, some more subconscious, unconscious, uncovered. Some is a talent. Some of them are a talent, and some are challenges, and some are both, and everything and in between. So the way we'll use the series is we're going to connect to each sign and look at the deeper meaning of the sign. I'm not gonna go into the Taurus is lazy and loves pleasure and beautiful objects. I'll go more the spiritual meaning of Taurus, because we do want to focus on the energetics of the sign. Each sign is connected to a planet or to a few planets, a hidden planet ruler, external planet ruler, and a profound, deeper planet ruler. And with each sign, we go into the energetics and the element of that sign. So, example, the next class we'll do is Mars, and Mars is the absolute new beginning, the awakening, the first coming into the realm of humanity, consciousness, and therefore it rules the world of ideas and concepts, because it itself is a concept yet. For the first three signs, they're still in the realm of ideas and concepts, more so than physicality. When we come to Cancer, we'll incarnate more in the physical body. So the first sign of Aries holds that original spark, that closeness to the divine, that innocence and purity and spark, original spark and action to create change through action. And it is a pure sign, and we'll focus on the pure energy of the sign. It contains action within itself. So with that being said, we're going to look at it as the sign that holds the closest connection to the divine. And then Pisces does the same, because it's the beginning and the end of the cycle. They become one. It's the point of the circle coming together. And Mars, the symbol for Mars is the circle, which represents the spirit. So it does come from the spirit, and action is created from the spirit. The arrow, you know, the sign for birds, you know, the sign for Mars or for male in general in society. The arrow is the action into the world. That can be aggressive action, of course. Mars is known to be the god of war, and the second ruler of Aries is Mercury. So there is harmony achieved through communication, through conflict. So we go into conflict with the only goal to achieve harmony. And we explore those subjects in the Mars class. You don't have to be Aries or lacking in Aries qualities to need that Aries idea in your chart. Now, another way to use the series, the astrology series, is to look at your chart, look at the North Node, look at your moon, and those are some of your most important things to look at, although that is simplifying the chart, because everything is most important. Everything, every part of the chart in its own way, it's the most important part. So you will look at the North Node, the sign, even the house will tell you which class would be interesting to you. Moon, ascendant, of course, ascendant is very important. It sets the entire chart from the beginning. It marks the beginning of the chart, and thus the position of each planet and each other sign where they will fall in the chart. So it holds that original spark as well. And Aries, as the spring and the first sign of the zodiac, holds the exact same spark. Aries is the beginning of the entire cycle. The coming into the physical realm, but still in the form of ideas and concepts. Aries, they represent inspiration, ideas, and impulse, the three eyes. They're very dynamic. There is no thought of recourse. They're extremely present. And when we say they, we don't mean people with Sun in Aries. It's the representation, the symbolism of Aries in existence. We all have it in some form. Some of us more, some of us very little, some of us very hidden, uncovered. Some of us are using it in its positivity, and some of us are tapping into the negative sides of Aries, which could be frustration and anger and impatience. Although I personally have never experienced the impatience side of it as a triple Aries, and I will take that right back, just as I said it. I'm really patient with long-term projects. I have Taurus rising, but at the same time, I cannot work around slow-moving objects or slow talking. I can probably, I don't know if I can speak slowly, probably not. But there is, of course, parts of me that are impatient. I'm extremely patient when it comes to commitment and persistence and consistency. That is more of a Taurian quality. Loyalty is more of a both qualities. So we'll move through the signs. Taurus, I already posted it, is the beauty of Venus, the physical representation of the divine. And that is the goal of a Taurus. Someone that is very strongly Taurian, they will have to try not to fall in the trap of Venus, the pleasures and the physical, and get all caught up in the material realm. But their goal is to keep moving that divine energy through the physical, bringing it out, bringing it up. So we have to stay connected to the hidden meaning of the signs, to the deeper meaning of the signs, and thus we can understand our nature better, and we can also understand how to express the higher qualities within our own selves and how to see the higher qualities within others. That's not to say we're going to ignore the challenges, but we're going to work on mostly the higher qualities throughout this series, because the higher qualities are contemplation on divine energies and the cosmos. So that is how we can use it. You can use it specifically. You can use it during, once all the signs are up, you can come back to the ones that are moon in Sagittarius, for example, and you can come to a Sagittarian class. Full moon in Capricorn, and you can come to a Capricorn class, and so forth. I'll probably go in order, because as consciousness sparks up in Aries, I already did Taurus, we're gonna move into Gemini and Cancer, so we can explore the path of the soul. It's very symbolic of the path of the human being and the path of the soul, and Aries represents one of the three that's in the horoscope, and the second and the third one will explore them through Scorpio and Pisces, the death of the ego. So it will be more mystical than anything else. That's how I want I wanna do it. If I'm successful, great. If not, we'll definitely explore many aspects of it, and there's always more to uncover as we're going to the planets. Meanwhile, I'm doing roots yoga, and that is amazing because I feel that we became extremely ungrounded through all the events, recent events. There's so much emotion and grieving and sadness and change and excitement and transformative energies and so much more. And we have to get grounded, connect to the earth, and be thankful for what the plants offer. When I started shooting, it was starting to rain, but now it stopped. I'll show you the clouds, beautiful clouds, and I'll leave you with that. I hope that is helping you to understand how we're going to do the astrology series. It's not just for astrologers, it's not just for people interested in astrology, it's literally for every single human being. And namaste.